Shuddho buddho vimukta Shudishikaragiram Mukhyatat Paryabhumi Yasmajjatam samastam Jagadidam amrdat vyapya sarvam stito yaha Yasyam shamshavatarai Suranaravanajairekshitam sarvametat Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatamalam Krishnameva prapadye Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatamalam Krishnameva prapadye Madhiya hridaya kashe sadanandamayo guruhu udetu satatam samyak swatmananda prabodhaka Hari 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 Om Tas Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Guru As usual, we shall have 3 times the auspicious monosyllable Omkara jointly recited by all of us. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth as well as the heart and join me. Remember that our joint recitation should spread upon the whole of the earth, showering its benedictions on all creatures living on the earth. Hari Hari We shall recite the Bhagavad Gita verse as usual. Karpanya dosho bhagata svabhava
Karpanya dosho bhagata svabhava
Prichhami tvam Dharma sammudha cheta Yachreyasyaat Nishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam prapannam We were discussing the 25th chapter, 25th shloka of the 5th chapter. Labhande brahmanarvanam rishayaha kshinakalmashaha chinnadvaitha yadatmanaha sarvabhuta hite rataha. Those who have attained even Brahma Nirvana, so to say, if their body continues to be on the earth, Sri Krishna says that they must have a kind of an expansive mind which will always pulsate for the welfare of all creatures upon the earth. This expansion on the one hand and concern for all the living creatures at least upon the earth, very, very important. Very important. A person who realizes the self will have absolute fulfillment. When he has fulfillment, why should he do anything in this world? Generally, people act for getting some benefit or otherwise. In his case, he has got already fulfilled, comprehensive fulfillment. Such a person, will he have even the least inkling to take up any selfish activity? No. Then what will he do? His body may not fall all of a sudden. And it is the body that produces hunger. It calls for food. So just like another body is fed, the knower of truth will feed his body. Because nobody else is there to feed his body. So he will somehow, somebody will be giving food. Even if he doesn't go out and beg, people will start going to him and giving him food. This is the great culture of this holy land, this great India of ours. So as long as he takes food and nourishment, the body will create energy, and the energy will have to be spent only in the form of activity and interaction. So whenever even a knower continues to live, the embodiment certainly implies and calls for some kind of an activity. That activity he is not interested in for his sake. Naturally, it will be for the others. So the sarvabhuta hite ratatva is a corollary of a fulfilled knower. And Krishna is very particular about it. After all, we are living upon the earth, we are children of the soil, children of the earth. Naturally, our body is made by nature, preserved by nature. Everything is of nature, as I say, God. So we have been given a body, we have been given food, nourishment. To breathe we have air, to drink we have water. And the gravitational force of the earth keeps us on the earth. All these factors being there, why should we not do something for the welfare of the others? So, to do loka sangraha or welfare of the others is a corollary of a spiritually enlightened life. I would like all of you to understand it. These are days when in some universities, some research scholars take up Bhagavad Gita and start discussing the social aspect of Bhagavad Gita. One such student who is now heading a training institute as a principal, she came here and asked me, I would like to research and present a thesis on this. Will you please help me to tell me something about Bhagavad Gita and where the social service elements are there? Society, that societal aspect is linked to Sri Krishna's discussion in the war field. So I told her, and she submitted it, and she has got her thesis, and she is a PhD in that. So I think this Bhagavad Gita calls for a lot of academic research even. Everything in this Bhagavad Gita is interwoven with the individual, family, society, nation, globe, and even the rest of the universe. Sarvabhuta hite rataha is a watchword of ours. Vasudhaiva kudumbagam. The entire earth is our family. Though the individual is born of a family, it is the individual who constitutes the family. And through the family, he constitutes the societal segment. And through the societal segment, he constitutes the nation, and through the nation, he constitutes the globe. All are concentric circles. Let us proceed further. We go to the 26th verse, the next one. Kama krodha viyuktanam yadinam yatachetasam abhito brahma nirvanam vartade vididatmanam. I have been saying several times that in the Warfield dialogue that Krishna gave, there are some very, very special singular verses. That one verse itself becomes a full-fold sadhana, a full-fold philosophy, a full-fold vision, a full-fold insight, and a full-fold means to attain all-fold fulfillment. This is one such verse. Kama krodha viyuktanam
कामक्रोध वियुक्तानां
yadinam yatachetasam
यतीनां यतचेतसाम्
abhido brahma nirvanam
अभितो ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं
vartade vididatmanam.
वर्तते विदितात्मनाम्.
See, labhande brahmanirvanam rishayaha. This is how the earlier verse Krishna began. Those people attain brahmanirvana. He described those people as rishayaha, people who are maharshis. They are not sannyasins, non-sannyasins. But they are sufficiently spiritually enlightened and they have enough realization, ample realization of the self, which makes them on a par with even the greatest fulfilled ascetic. Now the same Brahmanirvana he mentions here in the next verse. When you hear Brahmanirvana, instantly we have a feeling, oh, it is a spiritual and philosophical concept. That means it is only for sannyasids, for ascetics. Because ascetics alone are found to pursue the spiritual path wholeheartedly, wholesomely, and sometimes even lifelong. There are people who become ascetics at a very young age. They are called Naishtika Brahmacharis. They are celibates and continue to become celibates. There was no time when that celibacy was terminated and they thought of marrying and getting married. So from Brahmacharya, directly they entered into the fourth ashrama. So they are called Naishtika Brahmacharis. That is because of their understanding on the one hand and inspiration, dedication, commitment and exclusiveness. Oh, such a knowledge, such a fulfillment of human life. I cannot avoid it. I cannot postpone it. I have to be given completely to it. It also says that it is one way of doing loka sangraha. So instead of being limited to a family of 4 or 5 members, my mind and heart will start fostering the welfare of the whole society. Certainly this is desirable. One should aspire for it if he is intelligent, if he is rational. Who is there in this world who will not aspire for greatness, goodness, nobility? Something that will be praised and adored by people? Anybody will aspire for it. So aspiration grows in him so strong that he feels that I will completely dedicate myself to this pursuit and perfection. It is meant for my fulfillment. And when he attains fulfillment, naturally he becomes a societal person. Whatever he does will be for the sake of the society. Now, it is true that ascetics excel in this, and they are the best models for the society. But is it meant only for the ascetics, or who have an addiction for ascetic life? No. It is meant for everyone who has a mind and intelligence. An emotional mind and a rational intelligence, whoever has, this spiritual path can be taken up by him and pursued very effectively, successfully and fulfillingly. See in this verse, Kama krodha viyuktanam yadinam yatachetasam abhido brahmanirvanam vartade vididatmanam. I feel every one of you should learn this verse, because it tells you what is the sadhana to be undertaken and what is the goal you will achieve and how wholesome will be that goal. Is it something that you have to go to and get hold of? Or is it something that will come and surround you and encircle you? Recite the verse. Kama krodha viyuktanam
कामक्रोध वियुक्तानां
yadinam yatachetasam
यतीनां यतचेतसाम्
abhido brahmanirvanam
अभितो ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
vidyate vartate vididatmanam
वर्तते विदितात्मनाम्
vartate vididatmanam.
वर्तते विदितात्मनाम्.
I shall explain this verse very well for you. Will you grasp and remember? Will you keep it as a treasure? A greater treasure than whatever you think of or have attained. Kama krodha viyuktanam yadinam yatachetasam abhidaha brahmanirvanam vartate vididatmanam. The self-knowledge, Atma-jnana, refuses to dawn in the mind of a person only because of two factors. What are they? Kama and krodha. What? Passion and prejudice, desire and hatred, likes and dislikes. He has already mentioned that right at the time of the birth, a delusion in the form of Ishta and Anishta grips the mind of the jiva, of the one who is born. The whole effort, spiritual effort, is to sublimate these two and make the mind free, harmonious, easy, flexible and assimilative. The Kama and Krodha are such. He also uses the words Raga Dvesha. Raga and Dvesha. Here he uses the word Kama and Krodha. Maybe Raga and Dvesha is a little subtle. Kama and Krodha will be very pronounced, harsh. Kama means desire, passion. Krodha means hatred, anger, resentment. These are the two forces that grip our mind at the time of birth. At the time of birth, we are gripped by it. So nobody can escape it. What he can do is understand the situation, understand the plight, and strive himself for sublimating them, getting freed of them. The whole life is available for you. You are not asked to starve. You are not asked to leave everything and go to the forests. You are not asked not to indulge in any activity. Live a very normal life, moderate life. In anything that you do, be moderate, not be excessive. Eat moderately, sleep moderately, act moderately, rest moderately, play moderately, talk moderately. Everything should be moderation. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu. He speaks about it perhaps in the next chapter. So moderation is the golden watchword for us. So with moderation you live in this world. Kama krodhas will start sprouting in your mind. Normally what we do, we encourage them. We encourage them. We nourish them. Is there anybody who can free from anger? So I also have anger. I will shout. I will hate. Why should you hate? Suppose you hate X. The person whom you hate, he may be roaming about and living comfortably and happily, but hatred starts eating up your nerves. I always say, love is lovable and hate is hateable. For anybody, hatred is hateable. For anybody, love is lovable. So if you breed hatred in your mind, you are going to be burned in its fire. Suppose the mind becomes free of kama and krodha, you know what it will become? It will become gold, golden, absolutely spiritual. Kama and krodha, we will always be encountering. In your household, in your professional front, in the societal front, wherever you go, you will have occasions for indulging in kama and krodha, or at least kama and krodha will always be threatening you, trying to involve you. But have the discretion. I am here born and I live and I pursue my activity and interaction not to enhance and strengthen kama krodhas, but to reduce them, to thin them down, to sublimate them and to be free of them. Once you have this guarded thought, this precaution in your mind, every instance of kama and krodha will have the effect of getting sublimated. Every instance. Maybe it will sprout by the time you will know. You will not do anything to encourage it and nourish it, breed it. Right from the beginning, your attitude will be one of getting freed from it. So the kama krodhas will themselves feel shy to get hold of you because you are not interested in their pursuit. If they come to know of it, will they ever come? How long will somebody try to come to your house? Provided you welcome him, he will come. Suppose you don't give him a welcome, he may come once. When he understands that he is not welcome, he will not come a third time. Similarly, kama krodhas. So try to sublimate them every time, dissuade them from your mind. Always tell the mind, be free from kama krodhas. I want to be a pure sattva man, a sattvic person. My comfort and happiness should be right from within me, not from the objects around me. I may wear a simple piece of dress. I may eat moderately, maybe a good food. I will have one or two or three friends. Maybe you have a profession. Everything you have. But understand that your focus is on your mind and its purity, sublimity, flexibility, power of assimilation, And every day, hour of your life should be one of enrichment, elevation, sublimation, expansion. I have said so many times that our body completes its growth at the age of 21 years. Thereafter, the body begins to decline. So that is the time we become a grown-up person, a youth, with our own ambitions, aspirations, our own ideals, choices, etc. And we live for about 50 or 60 years. If at that particular time the body has completed its growth, tell me what else in you is supposed to grow for the remaining 50, 60 years? Obviously the mind and the intelligence. What is meant by the growth of the mind? The growth of the intelligence. The growth of the mind is through its own qualities, emotional qualities. Love, sympathy and sacrifice are the three main qualities of the mind. You have many words describing the qualities the mind needs: commitment, dedication, perseverance, accountability, sincerity, zeal, fervor, exclusiveness. All these are qualities. Trustworthiness, befriendingness. All these are qualities which adorn the mind. Can you not focus on them? And to cultivate this, do you require any physical exercise or interaction? Certainly not. These are qualities which embellish the mind. So the mind should be made to dwell upon them, dwell upon them. These are qualities, qualities, qualities. I want the quality, I want this quality. I want to be committed, committed, dedicated, dedicated. I want to be accountable. I want to be moderate, moderate, moderate. My focus is on reformation, refinement, excellence, elevation. All these you think, repeatedly utter these words. If you start uttering a quality, even orally, thousands and thousands of times, then you will find in the course of 1 year, 1 week, that quality becomes yours. I told somebody in Delhi and he practiced it. I asked him to speak to me after one week. He told me after 4 days, Swamiji, commitment and dedication have become mine. I am very committed and I am very dedicated. What is the law of the mind? Whatever the mind thinks, that it becomes. That it becomes. People who are lazy, they should start thinking about, no, I want to be active, vibrant, striving. I want to persevere. No, I am not going to be a man of laziness. Laziness has no place in the scheme of my thinking and activity. The whole picture will change. Everybody knows that the body grows by food and nourishment. The mind grows by thoughtfulness. By remembrance. By dwelling in the qualities that you want, the mind will become qualitative. So our objective should be to become kama krodha viyukta. Do not be a repository of kama and krodha. On the other hand, let your mind be an abode where kama and krodha do not assail at all. It's a decision you have to make. Decision that you have to make. And chase and pursue the decision. So, people who are free from kama krodhas, yadinam yatajedasam, by that process whose mind becomes restrained, reformed and refined, yatajedasam, yadinam, people who are given to this kind of an inner striving. Actually, an yati means Normally they say ascetic. What is the specialty about these ascetics? Suppose you are not an ascetic, where will you live? You live in your house. As what? As a member of the house. And doing what? Fostering family desires, family plans, family objectives, family growth, family advancement. This is what will fill your mind. An ascetic is one who gets away from the family. And he lives alone, travels. The moment he gets away from the family, what will fill his mind? He will be an ascetic. Ascetic means what? Given to observe his mind, evaluate his mind, judge his mind. What is the character of my mind, behavior of my mind? Are these desirable or undesirable? So day in and day out, he will be observing and analyzing his own inner personality. And in this he is striving. That strivingness is meant by ascetic life. An ascetic is interested only in his mind, that inner personality. That is the sole focus. Our entire spiritual science, Vedanta, the Upanishadic science, Bhagavad Gita is a commentary on the Upanishads. All our Shastras are dealing with this inner science of reforming, refining and embellishing our inner personality. The entire Shastras are meant for it. Arjuna came to the battlefield of Kurukshetra with 13 years of preparation, a point I have been making out innumerable times. After 13 years of preparation, he came to the battlefield only to say, I cannot fight this war. My mind is not allowing. My intelligence is not approving. My body is trembling. My mind is whirling. My Gandiva is falling. What else is there for Arjuna? So his 13 years of preparation were only to drive him to this kind of a miserable plight? What is the reason? Because he was a fighter with bodily might and excellence. But poor Arjuna had a miserable mind. He had not known that mind and intelligence constitute our inner personality, and their growth, their enrichment, their empowerment, their excellence, they were not depending upon the physical might and physical austerity. Krishna also wanted to prove to Arjuna his inner hollowness and remedy it. See what happened? So the striving, anybody can take up. In the case of Arjuna, he missed it all along. But with the help of Krishna, he understood it. Thereafter, he had no problem at all. Kama krodha viyuktanam yadinam yatachetasam. You may live anywhere. There are ascetic sannyasins or non-sannyasins, namely householders. Any time in the world, as I always say, 99.9% of the society, human society, are householders. Ascetics are very, 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 very small in number. The Bhagavad Gita is a message given by the householder Krishna to the householder Arjuna. So never say it is for ascetics. Yadinam yatachetasam. You should be belonging to the striving category, not to the lazy. and non-endeavoring people. Yatachayadasam. And the objective of your austerity or discipline or observance must be to regulate your mind, reform and refine your mind. For such people, abhido brahmanirvanam vartade. Bah! Will you remember what I say? The redemption arising from Brahman, that encircles them. Wherever they go, they will be encircled. It is something like wearing a crown on the head and going wherever you are. The crown will be there. So wherever you go, because your mind is freed from kama and krodha, instantly Brahma Nirvana will start scintillating in you. And it is encircling means what? It is not the absorptional meditative period. It will be associated with you, encircling you whenever you are active, whenever you are interactive. It will follow you, not that you have to follow it. Make sure that you are free from the clutches of kama and krodha. When the mind becomes freed from these clutches, automatically Brahma Nirvana will start encircling you, enveloping you, embracing you, surrounding you. Vartade viditatmanam. When kama krodha keep away from the mind, they have become maturated, they become free. You become a viditatma. The knowledge of self starts bubbling in you. What is the knowledge of the self? The knowledge of the I. Are you not saying the I now? Yes. But you understand that it is a reference to the body. In that place you will start understanding, by I do not mean my body at all. The I is something like sentience. It is a luminous presence which makes itself known. It is not jada, it is not inert, whereas the body is inert. Can I be my inert body? No, I am not the inert body. If I am not the inert body, what else am I? The presence that animates it. It becomes so simple. I will make all of you say, I am the self, in 5 minutes. You have only a body, and that body is inert, I-N-E-R-T. It is something like charcoal, something like mud, something like a stone. It is animated by the inner presence. So the inner presence is the important factor there. When you say I, you are not referring to the body, because you feel that feeling, experience, cognition, comprehension. All these do not belong to the body. The body cannot generate an experience or knowledge, whereas I and I am are knowledge itself. What is I? It's a comprehension, cognition. What is I am? Equally so. How can the cognition I become the inert body? So now you tell me, are you the inert body, or are you the presence that animates the body, making you say, I am, I am? How simple it is. So when kama and krodha subside, automatically the knowledge of the self becomes indispensable. In the second chapter, when Arjuna raised questions on Sthitaprajna and Sthitadhi, Krishna answered him, saying, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partham anogadan Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha sthitaprajnastadochyade. A man sits in a place with folded legs. He sits. He interlocks the fingers, closes his eyes. So he is very still now. In that still pose, suppose he abandons all kinds of desire surfacing inside the body. By abandoning all the desires, he sits with contentment in his own inner presence, then he becomes a sthita prajna. What does it mean? In order to attain a sthita prajna and know the self, you have to sit in a place exclusively and not do any activity at all and abandon all desires. Even spiritual desires, material desires, all of them you should abandon. And the mind should become free from desires. Then he becomes a sthita prajna. Here what is he saying? Kama krodha viyuktanam yadinam yadachetasam abhido brahmanirvanam vartade viditatmanam. When you take to the pursuit of sublimating and freeing kama krodhas, then brahmanirvana will be following you wherever you go. In the second chapter, what he said was that you should sit in a place and abandon all the desires. Then remain contented within yourself. Here there is no such restriction. You be living and moving. You have the residential aspect in your life, segment, then professional and societal. You may be anywhere, one after the other. But kama krodha should be sublimated, that's all. Then in verse 70 of the second chapter, Apuryamana machala pradishtam samudram abah pravishanti yadvad tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shanti mapnodi na kama kami. Bah. It is not the one who goes on desiring the objects of the world. On the other hand, a person who likes the sea, he develops a sea dimension in him. What is that sea dimension? A number of rivers flowing from so many mountain peaks. After flowing for a long while, maybe thousands and thousands of kilometers, increasing their breadth as well as depth. The volume of water goes on increasing as the rivers come down. So many tributaries come and join them. Then what happens? Finally they enter the sea. The way sea looks at the incoming rivers. If so many rivers flow on to the sea, everybody will say the sea will overflow the boundaries. But it does not happen. The sea is vast enough, deep enough, and all the river water is nothing but water evaporated from the surface of the sea. So in terms of content, there is nothing different there, additional there. So why should the sea overflow at all? It gladly receives the sea, receives the rivers. And the river gets assimilated into the sea. Salinity is passed into the river water. The slush goes down and it remains one with the sea. Similarly, tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve. All the objects which are entering you, Does any object enter us? Here is an object. Actually, this is a water pad. To wet my fingertip in order to take the page sometimes is necessary. So many objects are there, including living beings, your own family members. Does any one of these objects enter your inside to touch the mind? No. They are physical and gross. They will remain separately away from the body. Then what is it that we have? We have a feeling that I have got this object. I wanted it. I have got it. It is with me. I wanted to buy a car. The car is bought. It is in my garage. So I am an owner of the car. Don't you think all these are thoughts and feelings? It is these thoughts and feelings that delight you and not the objects. The objects are remaining separately. So you tell me, what is an interaction here? You feel that it is an objective interaction. Any interaction proceeds from the mind, subsists on the mind, and terminates in the mind also. It is our own impact to development that we have to assimilate. We don't have to assimilate the objects of the world. They remain physical and separate. Only our feelings and responses to the objects we have to assimilate. So the sea is assimilating its own water. Similarly, all interactional impacts throughout the day of 16 or 17 hours, these impacts are our own mental responses. Can the mental responses be non-mental? As the mind is inner and subtle, the mental responses also are inner and subtle. So where is the conflict or opposition or difference? So the understanding as to what are these interactions and interactional impacts, that understanding will make you assimilate all kinds of interactional impacts. I don't know whether my message is grasped by you. At no point of time an object from the world enters your system, enters inside into the inner personality called the mind, intelligence, ego. No. A child is born to you. What happens? Till birth, the child's body was in the mother's womb. At birth, it became separate and independent. From then on, is not the child's body, the child different from the mother? Then what is there? The mother has a feeling, I have a child and I am the mother and the child is mine. All these are mental assessments and deliberations. These mental deliberations, are they different from the mind? No. So why should these mental deliberations upset the mind? The inflow of words, does it upset the sea? Does the sea overflow? Does the sea suffer? Similarly, by all kinds of interactional impacts, we never get ruffled at all. You now have a well mind, W-E-L-L. It will grow into a tank level, then a lake, finally the sea level. To be able to receive all kinds of interactional impacts gladly, confidently and assimilatively. As I always say, it will make you a mighty performer, a magnificent performer, a magnificent enjoyer and a magnificent sufferer. You are now a trifling performer, a trifling enjoyer, and a low-level sufferer. What is there? It is our world, which our senses perceive and shape. The world never shapes me. I shape the world through my senses. My eyes are giving the world different colors. My ears are giving the world different sounds. Otherwise, what is this world? Nothing. Nothing. So the I factor, it becomes pronounced. It becomes mighty and magnificent. And everything else is like river flowing into the sea. All kinds of interactional impacts are arising in me, subsiding in me. I am the source, I am the terminus. I am greater than the world impacts. Sa shantim apnoti na kamakami. Not the one who goes on desiring for objects. You allow all the interactions with the world to be such that their impacts will be assimilated. Shall I tell you something more? Or are you tired? Every day you wake up and you remain wakeful for 16 or 17 hours. If it is 17 hours, it is 1020 minutes. Whatever may be your interactional day, good, bad or indifferent, along with all the developments and developmental reactions and responses, what is happening? Your inner presence in the form of mind, intelligence, etc., they completely obliterate the interactional impacts of 17 hours. In less than an instant, the mind wipes off everything and puts you into sleep. Mind you, 16 to 17 hours of interactions and their impacts. There may be childbirth, there may be death, there may be robbery, there may be so many misfortunes. All these are alike effaced by the mind. So does the mind have power to obliterate, assimilate all kinds of interactional impacts? Do you have a negative answer to tell me? And you still remain human and intelligent? Every day it takes place. A dear one has died and people are mourning in the house. After mourning for some time, everyone goes to sleep. Gets up next morning, begins to mourn. You know, without sleep we cannot wake up. And we cannot conduct any wakeful activity at all. The energy for wakefulness and wakeful activity is derived from sleep. At night and during sleep are fresh cells, trillions of cells generated every day. So sleep is the source of wakefulness, wakeful energy. And every wakeful state, 17, 16 hours long, it is in between two sleeps, There is nobody who has become wakeful except from sleep. And there is nobody who is wakeful who does not sleep at the end of it. What do you say? This is spirituality. spiritual wisdom. This is Vedanta. This is the science of the supreme reality, based upon experience, knowledge and reason. So, do not think that desires are necessary and desires are what make us happy. Certainly not. Vihaya kamanya sarvan pumam sharadi nispraha nirmamo nirahankaraha sashanti madhigacchati. The one who remains active and interactive in this world, charati, who lives and moves in this world, nispraha, without any desire, nirmamo nirahankaraha, dropping his possessiveness, also the feeling that I am causing, I have done, I will enjoy or I will suffer. This egocentric thought process. He who leaves all these things, sashanti madhigacchati, that man attains peacefulness. So the peacefulness is attained by what? By abandoning these things. Possessiveness, ego and desire. Can you now try for it? If that is going to be the greatest reward for you, for fulfillment for you, can you not avoid them? Esha brahmi sthiti partha nainam prapya vimuhyadi sthitva syam antakaloebi brahma nirvanam richadi. This is the supreme Brahmic state. One does not undergo any delusion after reaching it. Even if you are able to reach it at the end of your life, it does not matter. You will attain the equal measure of nirvana, redemptional comfort. One is a meditative fruition. Another is an interactional sublimation. Why did I say all this? Only to tell you that Bhagavad Gita is a science which rewards you with the supreme spiritual fulfillment, but not by a process of abandoning activity, but by remaining at home with activity and interaction. The war field itself was a field of activity, most intense, fierce and painful. In 18 days, 4.5 million warriors minus 10 were killed. Nobody simply fell and died. Everybody was killed by weapons. And Arjuna was thinking that he was going to be the cause for such an en masse slaughter. Imagine the suffering he had. All that suffering fled by listening to this beautiful message. This is the message of the soul, the message of the supreme truth, the message of indestructibility, imperishability, impersonality, unshakability, unassailability. It's a message on expansion, elevation, enlightenment. Everything is for the buddhi. The effects are on the mind. And further effects are on activity and interaction. If in a town or a village, 10 people are like this, or 2 or 3 are like this, how blessed the town will be. If in our cabinet in the council of ministers that we have, if one or two are like this, do you know what will be the benefit to the whole cabinet? Wonderful, wonderful. Why not we try it? I am told that in Singapore, a minister is paid $1 million a month. And what is the reason? What is the intention behind? He must have sufficient money that he will not be attracted for any kind of a downfall. Extra regular payments. Another point is, this is the highest salary paid by the corporate world. So people who are intelligent, very good administrators and managers, they should feel like joining the ministry. And they have succeeded. Unless our cabinet and administration have very intelligent people of integrity, insight, given to perseverance, achievement and excellence, how can you tackle the whole country? It requires wisdom. India is growing. We have almost reached the tip, almost reached. We are going to be the third economic power. What do you think of it? So what is our place? What is our pride? Should we not administer the country properly? Should we not have very good and effective laws and law enforcement machinery? Everywhere the enemies are kama and krodha, raga and dvesha, love and hatred. International wars are fought only because of two persons, this side and that side. It is not two countries, but one person heading the country. What do you say? Vihaya kaman yasarvan pumam sharadin sprıha nirmamo nirahankaraha sashanti madhigachadi. Now we will go to the end portion of the 5th chapter. Sparshan krtva bahirbahyan chakshushyaivam tare bhruvoho pranapana usamau krtva nasabhyandaracharinav yadendriyamano buddhi munirmokshaparayanaha vigadecha bhayakrodho yes sada muktaye vasaha. Vigadecha bhayakrodho. Vigadecha bhayakrodho. Say that.
Vigadecha bhayakrodho.
This is what he said. Vita raga bhayakrodha. Vita raga bhayakrodha. When describing the Sthitati, Krishna used this phrase there. Vita raga bhaya krodha. He must be able to rise above raga, bhaya and krodha. Here what is he saying? Vigata ichha bhaya krodho. Ichha, bhaya and krodha. Suppose ichha, bhaya and krodha, desire, fear and hatred, they subside in your mind. You have become mukta. Mukta, you have become liberated. Tell me, my dear souls, is liberation a property of the ascetics alone? Or is it a property of the pure-minded, the noble-minded, the good-minded and the great-minded? You are confronted by love, hatred and fear. Love, hatred and fear. Every action is motivated by love, greed, motivated by hatred, motivated by fear. Every action. If we are able to say, go, no, I want to act from a pure mind, from a placid mind, from a covetable mind. My watchword is purity, purity, nobility, goodness, love, sacrifice, sympathy, concern, welfare of all. You have a mustard mind now. That mustard mind will become a sea and a spatial mind by this process. We will recite these verses and stop. Sparshan kritva bahirbahyan.
Sparshan kritva bahirbahyan.
Chakshushchaivantare bhruvoh.
Chakshushchaivantare bhruvoh.
Pranapanau samau kritva.
Pranapanau samau kritva.
Nasabhyantaracharinau.
Nasabhyantaracharinau.
Yadendriyamano buddhi.
Yatendriyamano buddhihi.
Munirmokshaparayana.
Munirmokshaparayanaha.
Vigatecha bhayakrodho.
Vigatecha bhayakrodho.
Yassada muktayeva saha.
Yassada muktaeva saha.
Mind you, this chapter is a chapter on renunciation. Renunciation. Yassada muktayeva saha. This kind of a person who carries this kind of a pure mind, that purity in outlook, purity in vision, purity in assessment, purity in performance, purity in judgment. Who will not like it? You want to buy milk, would you like to have impure milk or pure milk? Nowadays people are saying, we want vegetables and grains which are naturally grown, not with chemical fertilizers. So the feeling and the need for purity of goods, it has become very prominent now. If you want the articles to be pure, should you not opt for a pure mind and a pure heart and a pure intelligence? So the pure-minded are, yes, sada muktaeva saha. The one who has a pure mind, gentle, noble, good, great mind, he is always liberated, he says. Just see the dimension he is showing. The human mind is capable of rising to this level, this dimension, and you can be an ever liberated person. Means what? You will always be carrying blissfulness, radiating blissfulness, pulsating blissfulness, distributing blissfulness. All that you have to do is tap your mind, tap your mind, tap your mind. Never speak ill of others. Never blame others. Blame your own blaming tendency. Opt for an expanse of the mind, not constriction. I think we shall stop today. I am wondering, this kind of a discussion on Bhagavad Gita, I don't think I have done, particularly in English. In Asianet, I was taking the whole of the Bhagavad Gita in a very detailed manner, verse after verse. That was a very good, exhaustive talk, comprehensive. Here, I think it's even better. You must have heard me, if you have heard me well, you should have understood that the mere listening to Bhagavad Gita is purifying, ennobling, elevating and enlightening. It is actually a sadhana that you are doing by listening to this. I am emitting words through the vocal system. Sound is energy. This energy strikes your eardrum. Until then it is sound. Thereafter it is not sound. It is idea and knowledge. And the knowledge is touching the brain, getting absorbed there. If you hear it more and more, you will find, after 3 or 4 listening, all that you have heard becomes your own knowledge. It becomes part of your system by the process of assimilation and enrichment. So if you are hearing it well, don't you find that what a great country is ours? And what a great treasure this knowledge is. Was it for nothing that Arjuna stopped shedding tears after listening to 10 to 12 words from Krishna? Then he became a questioner and a seeker, nominated Krishna as his teacher, declared that he was his first student, and asked him to teach the student Arjuna like a great teacher. So it is a Guru and Shishya dialogue. On what? On the problems of the mind, to be tackled by the intelligence and resolved by knowledge. What a wonderful episode. Which country has given birth to this kind of an episode? And this happened more than 5,000 years ago. I don't think any one of us has seen Vyasadeva, Vyasa Maharshi. We have not seen the first palm leaf that he composed. We have not seen the stout steel pen. We don't know where he lived. He was an orphan. Nobody knew how and where Vyasadeva grew up as a child. His parents abandoned him soon after birth. Soon after birth, mind you. Who picked him up? That little baby. Nobody knows. We only know him as a great seer and a knower and an instructor. How is it that this writing, our country, our people, our countless generations have preserved without losing a single letter or a vowel? Is it not extremely adorable and illustrious that our preceding generations have preserved this treasure, knowledge treasure? Similarly, we have the Ramayana. And that Ramayana is what has led the Supreme Court to ask the cabinet to appoint a committee to construct a memorial for Sri Rama befitting his spotless character, Maryada Purushottama as he was, a fitting memorial to him, reminding us of the Ramarajya that he had presented before us. What was it? Much earlier than Mahabharata. There also we have not seen Valmiki. We have not seen his scripture. We don't know about his cottage, where he lived. Nothing we know. But our people have preserved these granthas. What do you think of the place for knowledge in our society? The adoration that people have for knowledge. And with what tenacity, exclusiveness and austere resignation they have preserved these texts by learning, by reading, by understanding, by memorizing, by propagating it, disseminating it to the others. It's all done by individual dedicated efforts of austerity, my dear souls. Our Narayanashrama Tapovanam is a place of such wisdom, austerity. I would like you to remember. I came here in 1963 on the slope, eastern slope of Pandavagiri. Since then, up to now, this place has been radiating only the knowledge, austerity. As is enshrined in Bhagavad Gita, in the Upanishads, and all allied spiritual texts. This is a place of wisdom and austere wisdom. You must have some insight into our past. What kind of generations we had, who had the fidelity, commitment and dedication to preserve this knowledge treasure for the benefit of the future generations. Incorporate the spirit, strengthen it if you can, so that the coming generations will adore you and remember you with a lot of fondness, loyalty and dedication. Okay. We shall have after that Onkara. Samvedya varjitamanuttamamegamadyam samvitpadam vikalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan akartrapadamethya samodidashri kurvan akartrapadamethya samodidashri. We shall have the conclusional Onkara. Take your pose for it. Harihi, 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 Om Tassat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru.